Every single makeup video, every single makeup video I've tried to done, it always ends up in disaster for some reason. Hello, my beautiful people of the internet. I do have to apologize because I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded any type of content to YouTube. However, please follow me on Instagram right here to keep up with my daily weirdness. And today we're having a glass of wine, and because life is not happening the way I wish it could be lifing, you know what I mean? And so to be more connected with you and have, actually, and with all honesty, a little more content, we're going to throw a tantrum while I put some makeup on my face, like I said, and talk about life, talk about the idea and the thought that maybe I can start doing some videos in Spanish. So let's freaking get started. And here's the why I am upset this week. If you're new here and on the Weird Family, I work for hospitality. Not hospitals, hospitality. Should I put some foundation on? Should we go full shenanigans? No. And within the hospitality industry, sometimes stories happen. Whether it's from crazy guests or crazy coworkers, crazy managers, you know, crazy anything. Because to be fully honest, to work in the hospitality industry, you gotta be a little crazy. There's so much going around, so many moving pieces, so many moving parts and people.
Oh shit, that was a player. Oh, sorry.
You scared me. Did you kill somebody?
No, I died.
Well, you caught me in a really good moment. But I'm a bunny in hospitality. Any fun memories? I have a great story to tell you, but I don't know if he's gonna give me permission to tell it.
What?
Remember your...
No, don't say that.
Anyways, we're here to talk shit though. What was I saying? Yeah, you gotta be a little crazy. So, because you gotta be a little crazy and I'm a little crazy and I work with other crazy, sometimes crazy with crazy don't equal good crazy. And you need to move on to a different type of family and environment, different crazy. Now, I've been in a crazy house for 3 years now. I honestly love in a way, and I hate in another way. Fully honest, and it's okay. My managers know that. Full transparency with me. So, I'm trying to not really leave, but it felt like... I think I'm making it too fucking complicated. I was trying to find a new job in a different corporation than the one that I am right now. For a lot of small little important motives, actually. But this restaurant group, not even hospitality itself, but just restaurant itself, decided to give me a job offer, job opportunity that it was along the lines of something that I was really looking forward for, or looking in my personal and career growth. So the interviews went fine. Everything was looking sharp and pretty except the pay rate. They got a little shady with the pay rate. I think honestly, my love, that should have been one of my first red flags for them.
What?
When they were offering me less money or what I'm making right now.
Yeah.
And they refused to change it. Anyways, so other than the pay rate, everything was looking fine. He was asking for communication. They actually asked me to please resign my current role and position because they wanted me to start apparently as soon as possible. I cried a lot. It was a lot of anxiety. I was not allowing myself to feel excited for some reason. When I ended up putting my 2 weeks and everything in this job and my current job, people actually started getting excited for me, so I started allowing myself to feel a little bit of excitement. What color should we use? A week before my 2 weeks, right? Well, this guy was asking for communication when I quit and whatnot. That's where we were. I texted this man that I had put my resignation. He got really happy. He said we were really excited to work together and all this bullshit. I tried to negotiate the pay rate because, like I said, that was one of the parts that was having me really uncomfortable, and I told him that. A week goes by, I don't hear nothing. I'm like, dude, I'm getting worried. Like, it's odd for me. It's odd that the job offer was all verbal and everything, and they really haven't had me sign anything yet, other than send electronically information of some kind. Within the week, this mofo calls me, and I answer my call, and I'm like, oh, hello, how you doing? What the fuck? He says,
What the hell?
exactly, that there's a red flag in my paperwork, and that he has to wait for HR to open so that they can look over it because it's not looking promising. And I'm like, excuse me, what do you mean? And he explained his case, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, do you mean like looks like I'm a red flag? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He hangs up, and I'm worried as shit. I am freaking out because I think this mofo is really going to pull the job offer back. I just put in my 2 weeks, and I have 1 week left with this job. I barely started getting excited. Everybody's been telling me goodbye and whatnot at my current job place, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The weekend goes by. I'm in my office, and he calls me again, saying and stating that I am indeed a red flag, and that supposedly 10 years ago I worked for one other fucking restaurant, which they didn't even tell me which one, and that according to that restaurant I was marked as unrehireable because I walked out or some shit like that in 2016. 20 motherfucking 16. 10 fucking years ago. And I honestly can tell you and admit that, yeah, it's not really even. Back in the day, I was definitely and most likely jumping from job to job. So I do believe that at one point I probably did work for them, and I probably was like, fuck you guys, and put my resignation and just fucking called and decided not to show up for my next shift. Not show up for our next shift, I will do that. I have done that before. Regardless of, mind you, I had already accepted the job. I had already had less than a full week. And with all the professionalism and really courage in me, I didn't cuss at him. I simply said, you have to be freaking kidding me. You know and understand that you asked me to resign from my current job, and now you're withdrawing the job? Like, you don't do that. Needless to say, he pretty much, this motherfucker said, oh, I'm so sorry. Good luck trying to get your current job back. And I laughed like a maniac on the phone at him, because it's incredible unprofessional to pretty much offer me a job and tell me that I have the job and everything, and then be like, oh, just kidding, bitch. Also, you asked me to resign, and then you were like, no, we never did. Yes, you did, bitch. I have the text. I have the text to prove that you have asked me to keep you updated with how my resignation and everything was fucking going. So don't call me a red flag, because you're the red flag. I'm gonna tell you why these motherfuckers are the red flags. One, who calls to take a job back that they have already offered and you literally ask the person to resign for? Two, this job offer was for a Mexican cuisine restaurant run by entirely all white people. And you might think that's racist. How is that a red flag? I'll tell you how the fuck. One of the managers that interviewed me for that fucking place told me that they were actually looking for somebody who was Spanish speaking, because they had problems communicating with the back of the house, some of the front of the house staff, and even some of the regular clients. That's why it's a red flag. This is too pink. So, moral of the story, if you're like me and trying to find a new job, make sure that the job offer it's not only verbal, but they give you something in writing. And make sure that you're actually ready to start the job before you put in your 2 weeks. That phone call was really upsetting, especially when I was at work and I was breaking down in the office, and I hate showing emotion or like that type of, it's not weakness. Showing emotion is not weakness, but unfortunately in the industry that I work at, it is seen as weakness. I was trying to hold in everything. Thankfully, I was with one of my friends at work. She locked us in the office and made sure that nobody saw me until I was fucking ready to be my evil, angry, badass self again. But I'll say that people have also thought that for me to go to my boss and be like, hey, the job fell through, was going to be embarrassing. And I want to say that it's not embarrassment. Some of the things I said while I was putting my resignation and explaining why I was trying to leave, maybe I could have said them in a less harsh or more thought out way. It's not regret either. I don't know. It's a weird feeling that I don't know how to describe, or even in English or Spanish, because it's not vergüenza or embarrassment in any way, shape, or form. But it definitely pisses me off that people can do that. You know what I mean? Let's go. I want to remind you kids that I still don't know what I'm doing when it comes to makeup, as you can see. I did keep my job. I lost one brush. Damn, girl, who are you? See, this is too dark here and I don't like it or whatever. I guess that's some of the also best advice I can give you is don't leave a job angry like that. Just don't just walk out and never come back. Oh, yeah. Fine. And if they're pieces of shit, like probably this restaurant group was going to be, yeah, by all means, walk out. You're on your way. But always think smart and have a plan before you do some irrational, out of feeling action. I just finished telling them the story.
Yeah, that was completely unprofessional.
Some of my staff members, or not some, yeah, I'm not singling nobody out in any way, shape, or form. Some of my staff members were talking shit to me, saying that I shouldn't be telling people the story of why I had to end up taking my resignation back. But it's like I said, it's not shame. It's not my fault that I was applying for a piece of shit company. It's just life happens, and sometimes we gotta take back some of our actions. Pencil eyeliner is gonna be so good. Let's practice liquid eyeliner, shall we?
Senor Panchos? I mean, it's up to you guys. Okay. But
I'm so mad right now.
what did you do?
This shit is leaky. This is why I don't like liquid eyeliner. The camera literally stopped recording. I didn't notice that it started leaking. No. It dried.
On your cheek?
Yeah, we gotta fix this. It fucked up my eye to begin with. I look ridiculous now. Because now I have to extend the eyeliner because this one started fucking leaking. I gotta figure how to clean this out. And the camera still needs to fucking break. Give me a second. I gotta go. Look at this. I fixed my cheek. I have my glasses on. I put a little bit of color on my eyebrows. Brushing the hair a little bit. And Chisme with Luna. It's done. Actually good. My love. My love. We're gonna post on Mondays and we're gonna call it El Chisme de los Lunes.
Yeah, what?
El Chisme de los Lunes. With Luna. Yeah, so we're talking shit every Monday. Can you not please break my hair clip? Every single makeup video I've tried to done, it always ends up in disaster for some reason. So the chisme for this lunes is that there are corporations out there that will ask you to put your 2 weeks in and then call you and be like, just kidding, sucker. Don't feel ashamed of the decisions that you make and own every single action that you have. Be accountable for everything that you do, say, and how you operate. And leave down in the comments below what kind of chisme you want to hear next. But don't forget to subscribe to join the Weird family in order to do that. Like this video if your eyeliner has ever leaked on your face before. Please be kind. Please be nice. And please, please, please have a beautiful day. Bye. Should we have an outro? Should we have an outro?